Nick speaking, and welcome to this video right next in the series, Fast Attack, and we are looking at Scarab Swarms. The biggest problem with Scarab Swarms is actually getting the models, because the only way to get them is with your warriors. You buy a box of warriors, and in there you'll get 3 Scarab Swarm bases. Well, I say 3. You basically get 12 scarabs, which usually you'd put 4 on each one. I mean, you could spread them out, maybe only have 3 on each one, but I like to have at least 4 because it just makes it actually look like a swarm. So that's your first problem. So what I did to solve that is I made myself a little cast, which I have here. Now I have videos in the archives of me with this little cast. If you want to go and check out those, please feel free. But yeah, basically I've only got one cast, but I've made a lot of scarabs over a period of time, from both myself and for other people. But basically this is the end result. Now on my cast, I've actually put 5 on each base because it just looks, well, the more scarabs on a base the better it is really. But yeah, so that's the cast. I don't think you can really tell the difference between those and those, not really. And I've made quite a number. I've actually got 60 odd scarabs altogether. Now the scarabs in themselves you can have in units up to 10, but of course there is the tomb spider that can generate scarabs, which is why I have so many, because of the old scarab farm list. Now I'm not actually going to talk about the scarab farm list, mainly because I already have videos in the archives about the Scarab Farm. So yeah, go and check that out. I've got videos on the mini Scarab Farm and the full Scarab Farm. Love using the Scarab Farm. It's there's a bit of finesse to use it. Trying to keep those spiders and scarabs together and try not to block your movement and things like that. But yeah, go and check out the videos in the archives for that. Okay, so getting back to this, so to indicate my 3 squads, I've got the original ones, so 1 squad of original, I've got 1 squad of scarabs on rocks, and then I have 1 squad of scarabs on rubble. So that's how I distinguish my 3 scarab units. Okay, so let's have a look at these guys. Now, scarabs at one point, certainly in 5th edition, they were like the be and end all of your Necron list, and the reason for that was because we were in a vehicle heavy environment, and these guys here are awesome at taking out vehicles. Now that hasn't changed. They're still awesome at taking videos on my mind. They're still awesome at taking vehicles out, but of course not so many people are playing vehicles now. And the 6th edition rules have changed things about quite a bit for these guys. The biggest, most fantastic bonus about these guys now is that they're fearless. Well, the new fearless rule is just awesome for these guys. So basically you no longer have to take fearless wounds, which was the killer for these guys. You used to go in assault, you used to maybe, you know, do a bit of damage, then you used to lose the assault, lose like 5 or 6 bases, unit went down really quick. That is not the case now. You basically just stand there. So they're fantastic to hold units up. Now they are beasts, they have fleet, and they're swarms. So obviously yes, they can't contest because they're swarms, but with the beasts and the fleet they ignore terrain and they are incredibly fast. So I mean, movement wise, 12-inch movement, fantastic, and then you've got your 2d6 assault range with your fleet, so you can re-roll that. So they are really fast, and on top of that they ignore terrain. So I like to have these guys at the front of my phalanx. If I have a unit of these, they normally go up front. There is an argument for maybe going down the flanks, just, you know, going down the sides, trying to get into position to get into the back ranks, which I might actually do if, say, I had like a whirlwind or something at the back that I needed to go and get. But otherwise I would just go in the front. They're ideal for basically soaking up wounds. Your opponent is definitely going to have to deal with these guys, because not only are they awesome at taking out vehicles, if you can get these guys into a unit that has more than 1 wound, then that is awesome as well, because that other special rule is once a model gets wounded by these guys, they lose their armour save for the rest of the game. And I can tell you now, if somebody's paid the points for 2 wounded models, they don't want their armour save taken away, that's for sure. So another awesome thing. So they really do need to be dealt with. So yes, put them up front. As I said, you could support them with spiders, but we'll talk about that when we go into the spider video. I just want to look at this unit by itself. Now you can have a small squad, and in smaller games, small squads work well. Personally, I like to have the bigger squad. Depending on what points I've got, I'd have normally, you know, at least 8 if I can, ideally 10 of these guys. And the reason for that is not that you need 10 to do the damage, but they are going to take some shots. You know, they're going to take wounds as you go in, and anyone who's got a strength 6 or more gun is going to pile that into these because it will instant death their base. So you need to watch that, especially with all the Aldar around now, because obviously most of the Aldar guns are strength 6, all those scatter lasers and stuff, and that's going to double your toughness, so you'll be instant death. But that is okay, because how many Scarabs do we actually need? Well, we actually only need 3. So I'm going to demonstrate this to you now. So let's just say we had a squad of 10. Most of them have died. We have 3 left, and we are now in a position we're going to assault a land raider. Let's see if we can take that land raider out. Now I have some dice here, so they have 5 attacks each on the charge, so 15 dice. Now your land raider would have moved, of course, so we're going to need 3s to hit it. So I'm going to take those 1s and 2s out. Okay, and now we need 4s. This is the entropic strike. How many 4s can we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 4s. So what's that? Take the land raider down to armour 7. So we're strength 3. So we need 4s to glance. Look at that. We've got 1, 2. No, 1. We've got 2 glance and 100 penetrating hits. So that's the land raider gone. I mean, obviously the one thing with the Scarabs is, if you do penetrate and a 6 comes up, then you've got your D6 explosion, then you've got to take your hits and wounds, and you're probably going to lose these Scarabs, but that's okay, you just killed a land raider with 45 points. So yeah, Scarabs are pretty awesome, there's no doubt about it, and I really loved using these actually. It's a nice variety to a shooty army, which is what I really like about them. So you can see I'm a bit of a fan of these. But we are going to cover more Scarab stuff in the Tomb Spider video once we get to that. But that's it for now. Tomb Blade's next, and thanks for watching.